this is the character of Sick Boy who's just moved house. He's moved into this small apartment in East London, and he ends up doing loads and loads of crack, basically, and this is just him narrating. Suddenly it's tomorrow, and we're in a flat somewhere, hitting the pipe, and Stevie's going on about how much it cost to purchase this load he's washing up, and grudging, crumpled notes come out as the stink of ammonia fills the air. Whenever that horrible pipe hits and blisters my lips, I feel sick and defeated until the toke sends me into another corner of the room, cold, iced, content, full of myself, talking shite, hatching plans to rule the world. Then I'm out into the street. I didn't know that I was back in Islington, wandering around until I saw the girl struggling with the map at the green, trying to open it through her mittens, and reacted with a sleazy, "Lost, baby?" But the weeping tones of my voice, pregnant with emotion, expectation, and even loss, staggered me. I reeled back as much from the shock of this as from the hit of the purple tin I was holding. What the fuck was this? Who put this in my hand? How the fuck did I get here? Where are they all? There were a few moans and departures as I walked out into the cold rain, and now the girl went as stiff as a stick of fleshy Blackpool rock in my pockets and snapped, "Fuck off! I'm not your baby!" "Sorry, doll." I brashly apologised. "I'm not a doll either," she informs me. "That depends on your viewpoint, sweetheart. Try looking at it from my angle." I hear myself saying, but it's like somebody else's voice, and I see myself through her eyes, a smelly, dirty, purple tin Jakey. But I've got a job to do. I've got women to see, I've got a bit of money in the bank even, I've got better clothes than this stained and smelly fleece and this old woolly hat and gloves. So, what the fuck is going on here, Simon? "Piss off, creep," she says, turning away. "I suppose we just got off on the wrong foot. Never mind, the only way is up, eh?" "Fuck off," she shouts back over her shoulder. Chicks, they can be a bit negative. I'm cursing my lack of knowledge with women. I've known a few, but my cock's always got in the way, come between me, them, and something deeper. I start to think back, attempting to recolonise my warped and overheated mind, stretching it out and breaking it down into units of perspective. It came to me that I'd actually been home. I got back to the new pad, depressed that morning, having blown off the last of the coke, and started sweating and jerking off to a newspaper picture of Hillary Clinton in a power suit, running for Senator of New York. I was giving her the old line about, never mind those Jews, she was still a beautiful looking woman and Monica wasn't in her league. Why, Bill needs his head looked at. Then we made love. After, as Hillary slept contentedly, I went next door to where Monica was waiting. Leith met Beverly Hills in a tasteful fuck of post-alienation. Then I got Monica and Hillary to get it on together while I watched. They'd resisted, of course, but obviously I talked them round. Sitting back on this threadbare couch that Croxy gave me, I relaxed to enjoy the show with a Havana cigar. Well, a slim panatella. A police car wails down Upper Street in hunt for a slow civilian to maim as I shudder back into reality. The bland but sordid nature of the fantasy causes me a bit of distress, but that's only because I rationalise that the come down is making those ugly thoughts, which should be fleeting, stick around, clogging up the works, forcing you to engage with them. It's put me right off cocaine. Not that I'll ever be able to afford any again for a while, which of course is of no relevance at all when you're on it. I'm on autopilot, but becoming slowly aware that I'm heading downhill from the Angel towards King's Cross, now inherently a sign of desperation if ever there was one. I hit the bookies in Pentonville Road, to see if any faces are present, but there's nobody I recognise. The scum turnover is high these days, with vigilant police everywhere around the cross. They zoom about like powerboats through a swamp of sewage, dispersing and displacing, but never treating or eradicating the toxic waste. Then I see Tanya come in, looking skagged. Her shrunken face is ash white, but her eyes burn in recognition. Darling, she puts her arms around me. There's a skinny wee guy in tow with her, who I realise is actually a girl. This is Val, she says, in the archetypal nasal whine of the London skag bag. Haven't seen you down here in years. I wonder why. Aye, I'm back in Hackney, temporary likes. Been hitting the pipe a bit this weekend, I explain, as a squad of crackpots jerk in, tense, rangy and hostile. I wonder if any cunt actually bets in this place. I don't like the vibe when we exit, that weird anemic looking Val cow and one of these black guys sniping something at each other, and head off to King's Cross Station. Tanya whinges something about cigarettes, and I'm trying to stop, but no way, needs fucking must and all, and I'm checking my pocket for slummy. I buy some fags, lighting up down the underground. This fat, puffy, officious white cunt in one of these light blue, gay stormtrooper London Transport uniforms tells me to put the snout out. He points to the plaque in the wall which commemorates the scores of people who died in a fire caused by some daft cunt's throwaway cigarette. Are you stupid? Don't you care about that? Who the fuck does this clown think he's talking to? No, I don't fucking well care. The cunts deserved it. You take that fucking risk when you travel. I snap at him. I lost a good friend in that fire, you bastard! This irate tosser screams. He'd be a fucking wanker if he had a scumbag like you as a mate. I shout, but at the same time I extinguish the snout as we pile down the escalator onto the line. Tanya's laughing and this Val bird's hysterical. She's doing her fucking nut. We tube it up to Camden and Bernie's pad. You girls shouldn't be hanging around King's Cross, I smile, knowing exactly why they are, and certainly not with fucking niggers, I tell them. All they want to do is get a nice white bird and pimp her out. The Val lassie smiles at that, but Tanya gets all wide. How can you say that? We're going to Bernie's. He's one of your best mates and he's black. Of course he is. I'm not talking about me. That's my brothers, my people. Practically all my mates here are black. I'm talking about you. They don't want to pimp me out. Mind you, Bernie would if he could get away with it, the cunt. The wee Val boy lady giggles again in a strangely fetching way as Tanya pouts sourly. We get up to Bernie's flat, me forgetting for a second which block on this miserable estate it's in, and it's very unusual to get here in the daylight hours. We disturb a solitary JK crashed out in his own piss at the bend in the stair. Morning! I shout in brisk cheer as the JK makes a noise between a groan and a growl. That's easy for you to say, I quip, and the lassies smile at that. Bernie's still up, just back from Stevie's himself. He's as wired as fuck, a gold and black mess of chains, teeth and sovies. I smell ammonia, and sure he's got a pipe on the go in the kitchen and gives me a hit. I take a long, hard suck, his large eyes full of manic encouragement as the lighter burns the rocks. As I hold down, exhale, I feel that dirty, smoky burn in my chest and a weakness in my legs, but I grip the edge of the worktop, and every drop of water in the aluminium sink, in compulsive detail, is present. It should sicken, but it doesn't, as the freeze bangs me, taking my psyche into a cool, cold place in the room. Bernie's wasting no time. He's got another set rocked up in his dirty spoon, and he's laying a bed of ash on the foil and patting the rocks down as gently and tenderly as a parent might lower an infant into a cot. I hold the lighter in place and marvel at the controlled violence of his sucking. Bernie once told me that he practiced holding his breath underwater in the bath in order to increase his lung capacity. I look at the spoon, the paraphernalia, and think with detached concern about how it all seems too reminiscent of my skag days. But fuck that, I'm older and wiser, and skag's skag and crack's crack. We're talking shite, ranting into each other's faces, which are just inches apart, as we hold on to the worktops like a couple of Star Trek's top boys on the bridge when the enemy beams rock the ship. Bernie's on about women, whores that have fucked him around, ruined the poor cunt's life, and I'm doing the same. Then we go on to the cunts, masculine, who fucked us over, and how they'll get theirs. Bernie and I have a mutual dislike of a guy called Clayton, who used to be a friend of sorts, but who's now burning every fucker down. Clayton's always a good target for us if there's a lull in the conversation. If adversaries like that didn't exist, you would have to invent them. Just to give life some structure, some meaning. He grows sicker by the day, Bernie says in a strange, pseudo-sincere concern in his voice. Sicker by the day, he repeats, tapping his head. Aye, that Carmel, is he still riding her? Asked. Always wanted to give her one. No man, she fucked off to where she come from. Nottingham, or something like that. He says in a drawl which lurches from Jamaica to North London, whistle stopping at Brooklyn. Then he bears these choppers and says, that she is, Scotsman. You see a new girl around on the street, you want to know what she's about, who her boyfriend is. You even when you have the nice wife and the child and the money, you can't help yourself. It's just being public spirited. I try to maintain an interest in the community, that's all. I smile, looking next door where the lassies are sitting on the couch. The community. It's good to maintain interest in the community. Then he's back at the washing up again. Keep rocking in the free world, I chortle, heading next door. As I head through, I note that Tanya's scratching at her arms through her top, obviously going into smack withdrawal. And as if by some ghostly transmission, my own eye starts to shiver. I fancy a fuck to sweat out some of the toxins, but I don't like fucking junkies because they don't move. Fuck knows what that boy bird vows on, but I grab her arm and half drag her through to the toilet. What are you doing? She asks, offering neither compliance nor resistance. Getting a blowjob off you, I tell her with a wink. And she looks at me with no fear, and then just a little smile. I can tell that she wants to please me so much because she's that kind of lassie, the damaged kind, who always wants to please but never ever will. Her role in life's theatre, a face to stop some fucked up cunt's fist. So in we go and I whip it out and the wood comes up. She's on her fucking knees and I'm holding that greasy head to my crotch and she's sucking and it's like nothing at all. It's alright, but I hate the way her beady eyes rise up to take stock of me. To ascertain whether or not I'm enjoying this, which seems a totally fucking ridiculous concept right now. Most of all though, I wish I'd brought my beer here through with me. I look down on that grey skull, the perishing eyes flicking up at me, and most of all of these big teeth stuck in gums which have receded back due to drug ingestion, malnutrition, and non-existent dental care. I feel like Bruce Campbell in some outtake of the Evil Dead 3 Army of Darkness, where he's getting gammed by a deadite. Bruce would just smash that brittle skull to powder, and I've got to get the fuck out of there before I'm tempted to do the same, and before my softening dick is torn to shreds on that rank bed of rotting teeth. I hear the front door go, and to my excited horror, one of the voices is unmistakably Croxy's. He's back for another round, possibly Breeny as well. And I think about that beer, and I just can't stand the thought of some cunt just casually picking it up and drinking it. It's the idea that it would mean absolutely nothing to them, whereas with me right now, it's everything. If it's who I think it is, my beer is fucking well gone if I don't make a move. I push this val away and fire through, stuffing it in and zipping up as I go. It's still there. The gear's revved me already and I'm crack hungry again. I slumped down onto the couch and it is Croxy looking fucked and Breeny looking fresh but wondering how he's missed out in a session. And they've actually brought some more beer up. Funny, but that doesn't produce any elation. It just makes that particular beer I cherished seem tepid, stagnant and undrinkable. But there are more. That'll do me, folks. Thank you for listening, for your indulgence. Cheers.